I'm calling this the renaissance of development, because if you didn't do vibe coding, just setting up the build environment can already take you a couple of days to make that work. Being a more senior developer, it makes me definitely be more productive. I could have never created the UI that it has produced for me. The project I've now done in more or less 5 weeks now, it would have taken me definitely 3 people 6 months without doing vibe coding. But you still need some senior developers guiding this, because if you don't, you're going to run into problems. For example, like Angular has guard rules. So you have routing and you can put guards in front of the routing. If you don't know that concept, you're going to give access to certain pages as a junior or non-techie guy without knowing. Or you might actually expose API keys or really security issues. And that's why I've also did certain exercises where I said, like to Claude Code, hey, you're a white hat hacker, try to hack my system. And it actually goes through your code, goes to your website and tries to hack your system. And those are really valuable exercises because it will actually highlight, I was able to see the admin page without being logged in. Okay, well, fix it, look at it and go deeper. Or I did another exercise where I went like, okay, we have 3,000 unique users during Devoxx Belgium. How will the system scale? How will it be performant? Where are the bottlenecks? And it does this exercise where it really then goes like, well, your Firebase functions, you should have better memory or more memory. You need to allow more instances, etc. So having these other type of discussions, which are not so much development oriented, but more DevOps oriented, is definitely also a step you need to do within that process.
I'd love to break that down a little further. There's a couple of things there that I'd love to talk through. The first one is you kind of alluded to the fact that you need those senior developers or people who really understand, have that sympathy of what is being built, what's happening, to review essentially, or to make sure, to validate that what is being created is actually correct. It's the right way of doing things. It's the right implementation, so to speak. An amount of that can be done, I guess, with things like tests and things like that. How much did you do a lot of those reviews versus what it sounds like allowed the LLMs or different LLMs to kind of like jump in and do those reviews for you? Were you comfortable if you just let DeepSeek or something else come through and say, tell me if this is okay and I'll trust you? Where was your limit?
No, I was not fully 100% comfortable for sure. Just this morning, I actually found another bug in the deployed application now, because it's already being used now by hundreds of people for Devoxx Belgium. And so I did a refactoring using prompting where the speaker can actually edit his pictures, which are identified from Flickr using face recognition. And he or she can decide which picture he wants to show on his speaker profile. And so that worked, but it actually broke a feature where the pictures are not shown anymore on the public page. And I was like, what happened? And so I could have only fixed that or anticipated that with using end-to-end testing using Cypress. I've chosen Cypress, but I had no test for that specific scenario. So it basically broke something in production, and where I went like, but to be honest, this can happen also in normal teams without doing vibe coding, right? I mean, this is reality. These things do happen. So my target is, I would love to get an 80% coverage with the unit tests. I would love to have more end-to-end testing as well, but that just takes still a lot of effort, even if it's just prompting. But it would increase my confidence that, if I do deploy it and I have those type of coverages, it would increase my confidence to move forward. So I think those are definitely critical to have. Without, you're just walking in a dark room and you're going to hit your head against the wall for sure, right? So I think test-driven or just unit testing, integration testing is becoming more and more important to make sure to enforce the specs that you've defined. And I think that collaboration will be a success combi.